Good afternoon, it's Rachel Smith, Business Grower, and today I'm going to be sharing how you can get in control of your selling and start to find ways that you can sell really gracefully and very confidently with your audience. So that's what we're going to talk about. So if you've got any questions, post them in the comments below. If you're listening to the recording and you've got any questions, or if what I'm sharing is resonating with you, I really want you to let me know, because that's really helpful. So I'm going to be talking about how to sell and the kind of lessons I've learned about selling, because I used to be really terrified about selling, and I used to believe that you had to have a really big list and you had to be an expert at Facebook ads and Google AdWords, and that was the only way to sell. And what I've actually discovered, and what I actually use in my own business, and what's actually helped to triple my profits in 2016, is discovering that there are lots of ways to sell. There's an underlying requirement about selling, which is lovely, and something that naturally female entrepreneurs are very good at. And there's also some really brilliant ways that you can go forward and do this yourself. You don't have to become a sales expert. I am not a sales coach. These are all things that I've learned for myself. So as you come on board, it'd be great to see who's here, if my message is resonating, and if you've got any specific questions that you want me to answer about selling. So let's kind of come back a little bit. So I used to, in my business, as a business coach, I used to look at these amazing launches and just think that other people did, and think, oh my gosh, that's the only way that you can do business, is that you've got to have a whole webinar series set up and go out there and do this 4 times a year and sell from that point. And you have to have a really big list to be able to do that. And of course that's possible, and of course that's some people's business model, and if that's where you're at or where you aspire to be, brilliant. But you know, in 2016 and certainly now, if you look at my list in comparison to some other people's lists, it's not this massive list. So if you're here today, it's probably that you equally don't have a massive list and a massive following. So what I've got to share with you is totally relevant, and that you can apply even if you had less than 100 people on your email list. You could use this and still sell confidently. And the other thing that I'm going to say is that, you know, those big launches are obviously amazing for those people who decide to use that schedule. But for other people, it doesn't really put you in control of your income, because if you're trying to use that big launch strategy and you've got a relatively small audience, it means that you're putting all your apples into one basket, and it may or may not happen. And as I said, when you're doing these big launches, you know, 3 or 4 times a year, it really is about ensuring that you have a big following if you're looking to get high numbers in, if this is going to be the bulk of your income for your business. So, you know, I tried these big launches and I got sales. Not enough to sustain me for a quarter of the year though. And what I've learned is that actually the thing that you need to do with selling is that you need to be in control of it, and it needs to be about it's about taking control about your selling. So it's about active selling. It's not about passive selling. It's about taking action and taking responsibility, that actually you're the person who is responsible for selling your products and services in your business. However, I did say that there was an underlying thing that we're all amazing at as women, and this is basically the basic fundamentals of anything when it comes to selling. And you're going to love this, because you can do this, and you can do this regardless of the size of your audience. So the underlying strategy, the foundation that you can build on for any selling is as simple as this. It's about knowing who your clients are, knowing what you can do for them, and building a relationship with them. So that sounds great, doesn't it? That's what we all want to do. We want to ensure that we're working with people who totally fill us up with joy, who we want to work with, who we know that we can support. We don't want to work with a load of people who are quite difficult. I've done that in the past, in my very early days, when I was like, oh my gosh, I just need anybody to work with. And I hadn't done a lot of the work that I've done now. And I used to work with some people who were like the hardest people in the world to work with, because they're not my sole clients. So once you've got that nailed, it's about starting a relationship with these people. And it can be as intimate in terms of building a relationship online as you want it to be. It's entirely up to you. And this is why I kind of have a bit of a rage against people who try to give a very formulaic approach to any business strategy, because this isn't like, here's a formula, it worked for me, therefore it's got to work for you, because some people are introverts and other people are extroverts. So for me, when I'm working with my clients, about exploring who they are, who they're looking to appeal and work with, and ensuring that they have a strategy that they can easily put into place that feels really comfortable and that feels in alignment with who they are and what they want to do in the world. So that's the very first point for me. There is no formula to any of this. So when I say it's about building relationships, it's like, how do you like to build relationships with people outside of your business? Because basically they're the tools that you already have, and it's just about bringing them into play in your business as well. So some people are really brilliant at that whole group, holding space for a group and speaking wildly to a group, and other people just want to speak individually to people. And that's exactly what you need to be doing, is that if you have if you have the personality where actually it's better for you to connect with people on a one-to-one basis, I really encourage you to do that. But if you're the type of person and have this personality who's really happy to talk to groups of people, harness that as well. So let's kind of have a look at that. What does that individual relationship building look like? So we all know about having a Facebook groups, we all know about having social media presence, we all know about having an email list. But this is the age of information overload. And, we certainly, if you're looking at something like my business coaching, you can look very much like another business coach unless you're prepared to start deep in that relationship with your clients. So if we all had that formula of, right, I've got an email list, I need to send them a newsletter every week, and the newsletter looks like this. I mean, it's like yawn, 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 isn't it? So again, it's tapping into your personality. If we're looking at speaking to people on a smaller basis, on an individual basis, what does that look like? Perhaps you're running a Facebook group. So perhaps the way that you create that relationship with somebody in an intimate way is that for every single person who joins your group, is that you personally contact them. Perhaps you decide to friend them on Facebook, and there's lots of reasons for doing that. Again, that's a personal choice. And perhaps you invite them in for just a quick chat with you, so you can get to know them, they can get to know you. That will deepen your relationship with somebody really, really rapidly. And these don't have to be long chats, they can be like 15 minutes. You can make a really great connection with somebody when it's one-to-one in 15 minutes. And you get to ask them a little bit about who they are, what their business is, and vice versa. They get to find out about who you are as well. So that's just one way that you could create that intimacy. Intimacy can also be created from your email list. Maybe you're noticing that somebody's commenting on your blog post, or they're opening up your emails of a specific topic. You can just contact them and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for opening my content. Is this resonating with you? And you just can start a dialogue. Remember, this is individual. This isn't like you're finding 10 people to have this conversation with. You're doing it individually. And I can tell you now that these strategies are out and about, and lots of people are teaching that you ought to be using them, but not many people do it, do they? So the thing about this age is it's about doing things differently and standing out from the crowd and adding value. And how much more value can you give to somebody than contacting them individually and saying, I see you, and I'm interested in you, and I'm going to take out 15 minutes out of my busy day to connect with you. So do you think that's going to accelerate your relationship with that person? It blooming well is. So then again, if we look at people who are quite comfortable in the group situation, how do you build intimacy in that? You build it in your content. You create live streams like this, and you can say to people, is this resonating with you? Is this helping you? Have you had a similar situation like this? And as soon as you start to ask those questions, people will come in because they want the further support or information, whatever it is that you're showing. And that's how you deepen your relationship with people, even on a group level, is that you let them be seen and heard. And then when you're in a position when you want to sell something, you've got people who you've had high contact with. And then selling doesn't then feel like you're having to put like a sales hat on. It's just an extension of your relationship with somebody. But if you've not done the groundwork, if you've not created that intimacy with your people, with your potential clients, that's going to be really hard. That's going to feel like you put your sales hat on and it's just cold selling. So this is about saying that selling is just an extension of taking that relationship to the next level. And it doesn't need to be hard or make you feel uncomfortable or icky or anything like that. It's something that's really easy and really graceful and very powerful as well. So it'd be great to know if this is resonating with you. It'd be great to know if you already use something like this and what your results are. And this is something that everybody is doing. It's just that not many people are talking about it. And this puts you in control of this is like active selling then, isn't it? It's like saying, here I am in business, I'm at my desk, it's Monday morning. One of my kind of daily actions is that I connect with somebody. So you connect with somebody, perhaps you go into a Facebook group, perhaps you check out your email list and find somebody who's really engaged with you. Perhaps you go into your Facebook group and invite people who are really active in there or facing a particular problem or sounds as if they've got a challenge that they could do with some support, and you invite them in. It's as simple as that. And it's exciting as well. You're getting to get from behind your computer and all the words and everything else that you might be creating and getting you connected with your soul clients. And they're going to feel that value. Even if they never, ever flipping buy from you, you are adding value and making a difference to that person. The chances are that they will buy from you faster in the future, most definitely. But it doesn't feel, for me, when you sell in this way, it just feels like an extension of your relationship with somebody, where you're adding value, you're opening your door, you're saying to them, I hear you, I see you, we can go this far here, but actually you're going to get the deepest transformation when you can work with me in this way. And as long as that is genuinely true, and that they are totally the person that you want to work with, just call them in. And like I said at the beginning of this, I created a whole 2 hours worth of training on selling on Sunday for my amazing clients who currently go through Create, Launch and Sell. And it wasn't like it's not like 2 hours, this is really complicated and there's loads of strategies that you need to understand. It was saying to these guys, look, selling is an essential part of your business, so showing them how they can reframe it if they are facing challenges. But equally, it was about saying, look at all these ways that you can sell, and you can choose which ways resonates with you. And the more you do it, the more you go out there and create opportunities, is basically the faster your business will grow. But your visibility increases as well. You'll get known for what you do. And then you'll get people who share amazing testimonials about you, whether you request it or you don't. And again, once again, your business grows. And it's all from the basis of that one simple thing, that you build a relationship with your clients, with your audience, with your soul clients who are part of your world. And if you need to call in more of these people to you, I've got something amazing coming up actually that I can share with you. But some of the ways that you can call in from your people is that you go into Facebook groups and you connect with people again. And you just go and find who your soul clients are. And as long as you're coming from a place of service and love and respect, you can help and support people within other people's groups as well. You don't have to run your own group. So let me just tell you what's coming up. So over my Facebook group, Live Your Abundant Life, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, within the groups, mine is a free group, and you can find it just by doing a search on Live Your Abundant Life. But it's a free group, and on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, within that group, as long as you're a member, I am going to be doing 3 live training sessions, which is all about how you can grow your tribe. And I'm going to reveal all of the secrets that I've used over the last couple of years to organically grow my audience. So I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook ads. I'm veering more towards a warm like at the moment. But that hasn't stopped me from growing my business. I haven't really successfully used Facebook ads for a little while in my business. So the last 24 months, it's very much been about organically growing my business. And I'm going to be sharing all of that for free Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. And I'll be sharing about messaging and mindset and positioning and being an authority. And then we'll be looking at some of the specific tools that you can use, like content, webinars, challenges. I'll be sharing how you can get started with those and how you can use these strategies in your business. It's all for free. And all you have to do is come and join Live Your Abundant Life. And I'll be delivering the training from there and helping and supporting you to grow your amazing business as well, so that you can start to deepen your relationship with those people and start to call more people in. So I hope that's something of interest to you. I really can't wait to deliver this training. I've got an awesome group of women over there, and they're going to really massively benefit from having my secrets revealed about how I organically grow my business. So if you want to get involved, all you have to do is go and find me on in Facebook, put a search in for Live Your Abundant Life. I'll put a link in the comments below this video, and then just come and join us. As long as you're a female entrepreneur, and it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you're very, very welcome to come and join us. So, I've got a call in 5 minutes. So that is the end of today's live stream. I really hope that's been useful. I'm sure it's helped you to understand that selling doesn't have to be icky. And if you've got any questions, just drop me, either personal message me or drop me a comment below, and I'll pick that up when I'm back on live. Bye for now.